How many people have been printed? Where are they taking Jules? Will Lucy be able to find her? Welcome back. This is Sean's Take. My name is Sean Redmond. This time my take is on Orphan Black Echoes, Episode 6. This is your spoiler warning. From here on, I'll assume you've seen the episode or don't care if I spoil it. I'll also use clips from the show as is allowed under the copyright laws of 1976 fair use provision. Let's dig in. Okay, so we pick up with Kira on the phone with Josh, asking him if he rebuilt the machine. Josh isn't a very good liar, so she knows that he did. She decides to go confront him. Lucy decides to find Jules. Kira heads home and finds Eleanor, and we flash, and we find out a month after Lucy's escape. Sorry, sometimes these names jumble in my head. About a month after Lucy's escape, Eleanor printed... One more time. About a month after Lucy's escape from Daros, Kira printed another Eleanor. This time using a CT scan that's only from 2 years ago. So she'd be roughly the same age, and she would remember Kira. And according to Josh, the scan was high res enough that she would have all of her memories up to that point. And Kira did it. They did it. They printed her, and she did remember. And Kira invented a story about her having an accident at the pool. She has probably a concussion. She may have some missing time, and they move on. In this episode, they do meet. So Kira, this one's a little out of whack. I'm not going quite in order. But Kira has to give Eleanor her don't get Alzheimer's medicine, which she mixes in her tea. I might have missed why we have to put it in tea, because it's in a drop. We see her as the dropper. She should be able to put it in any liquid. I missed if it has to be in warm liquid. So then she's trying to get Eleanor to drink this tea, and Eleanor just wants some orange juice. And then it turns out that Eleanor forgot they were having dinner with their son and his new girlfriend. Now, and it could be one of those things, it could be an indication of Alzheimer's, but we all forget stuff like that. Did you forget we were having dinner with them? Yeah, I did. I did forget. Sometimes you just legitimately do. Kind of freaks Kira out. We did see the moment where Kira, being happy to have her wife back, tries to get intimate, and Eleanor stops her. And Kira doesn't pay much attention to it or pay much mind to it. But then later in the episode, we find out that Eleanor is having an affair, and Kira stumbles across it because she just picks up her phone to give it to her because it's detonating. And as she's handing it to her, she sees the text message from her mistress. I've lost the thread as to how long it's been since a month after Lucy ran away till now. How quick is that Eleanor has now developed an extramarital affair just because Kira seems distant and is acting weird by forcing her to drink tea. And, during the dinner with Lucas's girlfriend, and this is the girl that we referenced as a Quaker, as part of the cult, as a Quaker, and they do have her having had taken a God in Science course, but there's no indication Quaker. But I guess they just needed a term. Kira is very mean to the girlfriend, and that comes up again from Eleanor that, she treated her really badly. That Kira treated the girlfriend badly. And the girlfriend does make an interesting point for this show in that she said she never had family, so being invited to a family table is important to her, even if it's uncomfortable. And that's an interesting thing that, family's family, even when it's uncomfortable. That might matter in the coming episodes. That felt like a signpost to me, anyway. Picking up with Jules, she was taken to the Daros compound in the middle of nowhere. She's locked in a room. When the room realizes she's moving around, it tells her what time it is, but she can't leave. And Daros comes in singing Billy Joel, in this case, Just the Way You Are, and says that was a mistake. She shouldn't be locked in. She's free to go anytime. They have a brief conversation about her being printed, and he says that he'll tell her why as she's ready, and she says she's ready, and he says he's not telling her. But he lives up to his word. He just leaves the door open and she leaves. She gets outside into the middle of nowhere and is heading out, and then runs into a terrarium outside in the, it looked kind of cool out there, but what a strange place for a terrarium. And when she touches it, the sound reverberates, rendering her unconscious. And that's the restricted field, or fencing. And when she comes to, a worker named Xander is there, and he helps her. Gives her a little tour, helps heal her knee. She has a cut on her knee that he uses some high-tech stuff to fix. He shows her some of the projects that are being worked on, and she is impressed, because it's impressive stuff. But she does say, "Can you help me get out of here?" And he says no. So she says, "Well, see ya. Thanks for the Band-Aid." And she's going to leave. And he says, "It's really dangerous to do what you're trying to do." And she said, "Well, then you better help me." And she walks away. He does end up assisting her to a point. They go to Daros's office, and they're looking for the off switch for the sound perimeter. And Jules sees, there's pictures and things, and she makes a comment to one of the pictures. And next to it is a sort of recess with what looks like an iWatch with symbols rotating on it. And when she reaches for that, Xander says, "Don't touch that. I found the clicker. Let's go." And they leave. So when they get out to the perimeter, Xander believes he has the off switch and hits the button to let Jules go. And it doesn't work. So it turns out that Xander is actually a printout, Daros. And Daros is trying to extend his lifetime by having a printout of himself that knows what he knows. And he's forcing Xander to learn what he knows. And it's not going very well. So Kira and Lucy track down, make a guess as to where Josh's vet would be, because he has a sick cat. They go to the vet to get the cat's medication, and they end up only getting a post office box. Jack, Lucy's Jack, says he'll find the address. I don't know how he does that, but he does find the address. He and Lucy, though, before he agrees to do that, have a conversation where Jack, we join the conversation after Lucy fills him in on everything. And he says, "So this Kira, you end up marrying her, right?" It's not lost on Jack that means she's a lesbian. And Lucy says, No. You and Charlie are the only thing that matter to me. And then Jack makes a joke that, well, me, Charlie, and Jules. And that lightens the mood a little bit. And Jack does find Josh's home address. And Kira goes to confront Josh. Josh is packing to run. I'm not sure what triggered him to run. I guess Kira's phone call, knowing that he rebuilt the machine. I don't know why he's running, but he's going to run. They argue about ethics and things. And then Josh takes out a gun and kills himself right in front of Kira, sort of all over Kira. And that's the end of Orphan Black Echoes episode 6. So we've definitely picked up the pace with episode 6. We turned the corner towards the end of the season, and now the freight train is starting to accelerate towards the end. Xander being a young Daros sort of reveals why Daros wanted the machine. He wants to live forever. He wants to use printing younger versions of himself as the means to live forever. I'm sure there's going to be something to the idiosyncrasy of him singing Billy Joel, or his singing. It might just be Billy Joel. I'm not sure yet. And I'm like, we're now seeing pieces. Like, why is he sending his younger him to befriend Jules? Like, is there supposed to be some sort of, intellectual bonding? He thinks he's the smartest guy and that's the smartest girl. So maybe, we're going to make the smartest babies. I don't know yet. I don't know why he's doing that. But he seems to think a lot of Jules, which means he thought a lot of Eleanor, who didn't work for him. Eleanor's wife, Kira, worked for him. Oh, is there a printed younger Eleanor? And there aren't any younger women around to say maybe that's her. We haven't seen any anyway. I wonder if we're going to get introduced to something, because that would be interesting. Because we've seen Kira in the original series as a little girl, and now we see her as a grown woman. They could do what they did with Eleanor and have the Lucy age and the Jules age. I don't know. I don't know where we're going. Where do you think we're going? Let me know in the comments. So I thought this was a good episode. It could have been a letdown. this close to the middle of the season, and it wasn't. So that's good. Maybe we'll just keep the pace going to the end. I still think we're going to find out that there's somebody else printed we're not privy to yet. And we didn't see, after they picked Jules up off the street, we haven't seen any of the security, like the guy and the girl, Tom, and, those security people. I'm not sure what happened to them, but I'm sure they'll turn up. So that's it for this one. Let me know what you're thinking. I'm Sean. This is Sean's Take. See you next time.